That's how I get that ooh.
And now back to your regularly scheduled program.
What's goody, YouTube? How's everyone doing? Welcome to the channel, or welcome back to yet another live reaction video. If you're new here for the first time, my name is TMR, and since you clicked on this video, you might as well subscribe to the YouTube channel, leave your comments down below, and enjoy this reaction video. What's goody, YouTube? What's good, TMR gang? Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to yet another live reaction video. I'm your girl TMR. Thank y'all so much for stopping what you were doing and meet me on this daggone break room, y'all. Oh boy. All right, y'all. Happy Friday. Happy Friday. Hope everybody's feeling good and doing great. I decided to get on here real quick, y'all. Just tap in. Because I'm curious, y'all. Where is Olivia going to show up today, y'all? I don't know why I woke up this morning thinking about that. I said, where is this lady going to show up today, honey? Y'all, today is August the 15th. We are about halfway through the month of August. It seems like August the 1st was just yesterday. It just goes to show you how time just speeds on by. It waits for nobody. And a lot can happen in the matter of minutes. Um, okay, Arturian. Good morning, ladies. Good morning, Lenitra and Audra, Truth, Ketchup, Two-Piece Cigarette, Misty, Nicole K. Watts, Von, Misty, Tanisha, Janae, Dion, Michelle, Miss OKC, Miss Dixon, Lisa, Newton. Good morning, ladies. Good morning. I know you guys are probably up. Hey, Nisha, getting the kiddos ready for school. Coincidentally, I had went over to Jasmine's channel because I said, gosh, she's been kind of quiet. And I see Jasmine had did a live this morning, very early, I might add, where she was taking Kaylin, I guess, to catch her bus. And Jasmine was driving back, I'm going to just assume, home. And yeah, it has flown by, Vaughn. It really has. And apparently she was, rent should be due, rent about due again. Yes, it is, Misty. And apparently she didn't have Stinker in the car. So I was like, well, wait a minute, where's Stinker? And because y'all know Jackson's in a new apartment. And I said, well, where are the rest of the kids and Stinker? I said, girl, I know you just ain't left Stinker at the house by itself. And I said, never mind. I said, you know what? Never mind. I said, all we can do at this point is just pray for the children. You said he with Chris? Hmm. I said, what? That's odd. Yeah, she did, Nisha. Possible roommate man because of the dog. Wait, hold on. There's another dog at Jasmine's place besides Bentley? Nisha said the child is not with Chris. Will y'all please stop saying that? Good morning, Jenny. Hmm. Good morning, Jenny. A pit bull? Girl, ain't no telling what's going on with these people. Hey, Shannon. Girl, I'ma say this. This is what I was this is my thought. Jasmine posted on her community tab, not her community tab, excuse me, her shorts, back to school pictures of the kids, the four oldest. She didn't show anything about Stanka, but she you think he still sleeps, SC Johnson? But apparently wherever Jasmine drove to get the oldest girl, Kaylin, on the bus to get her back to the house, it was quite a distance. It was at least 25 minutes. I wouldn't leave my 3-year-old in the house by herself for 20 minutes. I wouldn't leave him in the house by himself for 2. So I don't know if the other kids were there while she ran Kaylin to the bus, which I still feel like is very dangerous because anything can happen between Kaylin's bus stop and back to the apartment where she lives at. I mean, you could get hit by a car could hit you, you can hit a car. Anything could happen. Then what? She definitely was falling asleep while driving. It was the weirdest thing. I was like, these ladies are weird. And then y'all put it on social media for the whole world to see. You know, when you say he was up charging his batteries. But one thing that Jasmine was able to do that her enemy, Olivia, was not able to do is Jasmine was able to post back to school pictures of her children. When I saw those back to school pictures of the 4 oldest, the Davis 4, I said, damn, them kids are really getting big. When I started watching Jasmine, the twins were only a couple months old. Now they're in what? First grade? What did they go to first grade, second grade, whatever? They're in grade school now. And instead of Olivia being a normal parent and posting like most moms and dads on social media are doing, posting the back to school pictures of their kids going back to school, because not only are the parents excited, their kids are excited to go back to school too. Maybe not all of them, but some of them are. Olivia is trolling the internet with her homeless "I'm pregnant with 2 babies" story. They did, Nisha. The kids did look nice. But that was due to Philip and Hannah and his family. You know, I said, that's horrible. Because when we all started watching Olivia, she was what? She had her 3 kids and she was vlogging her life, right? And although Gerard came and got custody of the 3 oldest, it's just like, instead of her prepping and getting kids ready to go back to school, she's figuring out ways to swindle the internet out of their money. Hey, Elizabeth. The summer did go by very fast. Hey, EB. Okay, baby. Thank you so much for letting us know you're here. And I just said to myself, I said, Jasmine, you know what? That's why anything Olivia would say about me, I would pay that heifer the middle finger. I wouldn't pay her no mind. Because although Jasmine is weird as well, too, but Jasmine, when it comes to, she's active with her kids in sports and and she was able to post back to school pictures of her children, regardless if she had anything to do with their school clothes, hair getting done or not. She was a part of something. Y'all, Olivia wasn't a part of anything. Hell, do she even know what the kids teachers names are? You see how, to me, that's why she should have stayed in Texas, because she could have been a part of their back to school. Even if she didn't physically take them to school on the first day of school, if she had them the weekend before, she could have did videos of where she was shopping for them, getting them ready for school. I don't understand why trolling the internet in Olivia's situation is more important than the relationship you have with your children. It's not even the fact that you gave up. Gave up on who? On what? Who are you giving up on? Who who should give up on their children? I'm still trying to figure out what was the purpose of going back to Florida. At least while she was in Texas, she had her own apartment. She didn't have to move in with a roommate. And we know that it's obvious she doesn't care, because if she cared, she would have stayed. And again, please don't misconstrue. My heart is not saddened because Olivia didn't stay with her children. It's just like it don't make, like, when do you get to the point where you want to make sense of what you got going on in your life? So, hey Latoy, good morning. She thought her family would help her. You know, Elizabeth, her family was going to help her no more than what they did each and every time she's lived in Florida. What would make this particular time any different than the previous time she's moved to Florida? I don't think that was it. I don't know what the reasons were for Olivia leaving Texas, going back to Florida. Because I don't believe Stella's in Florida. I think Stella's back in California. And let's be honest, Raquel got her own family to nanny after. She can't necessarily spend all her time nannying after Olivia and her children. I'm sure Nisha's kids did look nice for school, but that's my thing. Like, Jasmine got to understand, sis, you actually are winning and you don't even know it. Her life might not be grand, but if you, in comparison between Olivia and Jasmine, Jasmine, you're batting 100, sis, and sis over there batting 15. I wouldn't even be studying what she got going on. Like everybody says, Olivia Karma is rearing its head. So, in the video where Olivia, quote unquote, got busted sitting in the chair that was at the roommate's house, y'all remember we watched that segment last night. If you were in my live, I showed you guys. She was sitting in the chair with her back up against the wall, and she told us she was in some type of suite, some type of office. And we heard Kaylani coughing, yakking up her lung. Very abrasive cough for such a little kid. And in that video, or in that live stream, Kaylani was on the floor, where she always is. And she reached down and Kaylani, well, not she reached down. Kaylani was on the floor, and all of a sudden you seen a makeup brush sweep across Olivia's face. Now, mind you, Olivia said she was in an office space and she was going to keep her back up against the wall because she didn't want anybody to show her surroundings. Previous to that day, which was yesterday, she was at the hotel and she spun the chair all around in the hotel for us to see the hotel, right? So at that very moment, I was like, how do you have your makeup brush? How does Kaylani have access to your makeup brushes? Because if y'all remember, you probably don't remember, and I'm going to go find that clip. I can't remember if she was in the hotel or if she was in the car. And Kaylani was whining about doing something to her face. And she chuckled and told her audience she wants to act like she's putting my makeup on, but I don't have my makeup brushes with me. So how was Kaylani able to pick up a makeup brush unless she went and bought some new brushes? How was she, if you're sitting in an office, where is she getting makeup brushes from? Is your purse on the floor? Do you have your makeup brushes in your purse? But the whole purpose of me saying that is Instead of her investing in making sure her kids had a good send off going back to school, she chose to use, meaning she, meaning Olivia, chose to use her two youngest kids to troll the internet. You think she's about to be like the resilient Jenkins? Hey, Skeely. Always claiming what that child doesn't have, but hasn't taken her anywhere to find out what's actually wrong with the child. She probably don't even have a damn thermometer. Well, you can't have a thermometer acting like you're on the run. I don't know. I just think it's pitiful at this point. And for Olivia at her age, it's just like, sis, grow up. Like, come on, man. There's many ways that you can finesse and get what you want, but it's like, I don't know. I remember when Olivia had the Web3 only, and she used to talk about how important, how much she loves her kids, and how important, you know, and how when she was coming up the ladders of YouTube, she used to do videos and live streams where she talked about once she started making a certain amount of money, how life was going to change for her and her kids. That was probably about 5, 6 years ago. Those she don't have those conversations anymore about the Web3 or even the two youngest. As I'm watching what she got going on, I was like, girl, you are the epitome of selfish. And it's sad that people like her and a host of others don't care about making their situation better, a better living situation. She has chronic bronchitis. Well, y'all, you know what, Black and Bougie? I don't know what's wrong with Kaylani. Olivia doesn't either. But I'm going to tell you who does know or who would know. The doctor. Take that baby to the doctor. Let's be honest. As a mother of a young child, two young children, how many videos have you guys seen of Olivia taking her kids to doctor's appointments? Yeah, you don't see those videos. She rather do videos of her taking pregnancy tests in public bathrooms versus doing videos of showing being a mother. Because let's be honest, when you came on this YouTube, when Olivia came to YouTube, her goal or her quest was single mom life, right? Or mom life. Because she wasn't single. She had a guy, which was the father of three oldest, Gerard, that was with her. That was her quest, right? Because I remember, the grocery hauls and fixing the kids' meals. And if you watched Olivia back in the day, those are the videos you saw. Her going to Walmart with the kiddos and things of that nature. Her walking around her apartment, cleaning up after the kids. You don't see those videos with those two youngest kids. It's almost like those kids are here by default. Because the content she showed when she was with the three oldest, when the three oldest was around Kaylani and AJ's age, she doesn't show that content. Or she doesn't even show those mannerisms that she had with the Web3 at Kaylani and AJ's age. She doesn't show it with Kaylani and AJ, which is the epitome of being selfish. At the end of the day, Kaylani and AJ didn't ask to be here, but they're here. So why is their life situation so much different than the Web3? Is it because you were with the Web3's dad and you're not with Kaylani or AJ's dad? So because you're not with Kaylani and AJ's dad, they have to suffer? Their life has to be subjected to whatever you choose to do that morning or that week? Like, to me, that's so I think that's why AJ act the way he act. There's no structure, there's no consistency, there's nothing. Right, Sheikah and Skeely, I agree. It's the fact that it's a clear indication that Olivia only functions when there's a man to help her function. That's clear, y'all, because think about it. For all you old watchers of Olivia's channel, when Gerard was in the picture, she functioned a little better. Ever since Gerard left that picture, she ain't functioned well since. And child, that's been about 5 years, 6 years almost. Think about it. Ever since Gerard has left, that woman ain't been the same. Now, again, I understand heartbreak. I understand sorrow. I understand feeling some type of way about a death of a relationship, especially one that you were in for a long time. But based off the things Olivia's told us, girl, it sounds like y'all history wasn't that great. I would be I would feel like I had a second chance at life, at love. Yeah, once just because you loved once doesn't mean you can't love again. But for some reason, Olivia has gave up on everything, and AJ and Kalani are subjected to it. I don't mention the Web3 because they have some type of normalcy over there. They don't have to be drugged through the internet streets like their two younger siblings because they're over there with parents who don't do internet for a living. And let's be honest, doing the internet for a living is not a horrible thing. We see plenty of women on here that do the internet for a living and their kids function quite well. It's all about the person who's driving the boat. So that's why I said Jasmine just really doesn't understand that she actually has an advantage over Olivia. At least she can try to provide some type of consistency and normalcy. Being able to post back to school pictures of your children since you're actually winning. Let's be honest. If we think about it, do y'all think that's the whole reason why Olivia started picking with Jasmine a year or two ago? It's because maybe she's jealous because although Jasmine has went through failed relationships, she managed to hold on to her kids. Robin and Christian shared a full size bed, and Ryan never had a crib. Tuna does not know how to take care of kids. She just makes them. Robin and Christian shared a full size bed, and that's because they were in a two-bedroom apartment. And I think, you know what? To be quite honest with you, Black and Bougie, I'm not saying that you're wrong, but I think a lot of that had to do with the money that her and Gerard had. If you go back and remember when her and Gerard got the washer and dryer, and you would have thought that they had just bought a new Lamborghini, like they was geeked up to have a washer and dryer set. Like they were so excited. When I started watching Gerard and Olivia together, they weren't doing very well financially. They were doing okay, but they weren't doing very well financially. And again, I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm not saying she does not know how to, because I don't think she does know how to be a parent. But I think them sharing, a full size bed had a lot to do with their space and their limited resources. Because soon after that, she got monetized. Soon after that, Gerard got a better job. And if you notice, then the two oldest, Olivia's two oldest kids did have their own separate beds. Eventually, once she started making money and moving into a bigger place, they did have their own beds. I agree with you, Lily. I think she is jealous of everyone, um, I think is it's dangerous when you're jealous and obsessed over other people and how they're living. When you feel some type of way because somebody's living a way that you wish you could live, or people have opportunities that you wish you had, and then people grow resentment and hatred for it. Yeah, that's very weird. Yeah. Good morning, Alice. Good morning. Hey, Miss OKC. You remember that, Miss OKC? Yeah. Yeah, I remember. I understand being poor, but my kids ain't sharing no bed. She could have got two twin beds from the Goodwill. She could have, sis, but she didn't. She could have. But instead of two twin beds, she decided to get one full size bed. I mean, I'm not saying it's right, but what I'm saying is, as time went on and her money situation got better, then we seen their living situation get better. That's all I'm saying. Yeah, I don't believe so, Jenny. She was envious of Christian birthday. Yeah, you know what, y'all? I'm gonna tell you something. And again, I've said this many times. I'm not a psychiatrist by any means, obviously. Um, but you can tell that Olivia deals with a lot of deep-rooted resentment, and it comes from her childhood. You know, Raquel is older than her by somebody corrected me in my comments in one of my live streams. I think Raquel's older by 6 or 7 years. So Raquel's in her 40s. And if you watched Olivia back in the day, you heard Olivia tell us that she spent a lot of her time with Raquel's Mexican side of her family, because that's who basically raised Raquel. Her Mexican dad's family is who raised Raquel. Um, because if you listen to Olivia, you don't get a lot of stories of Raquel and Olivia in the same household. Like if you listen to Olivia back in the day talking, there weren't many stories of her incidents of her and Raquel growing up as sisters living in the same household. You didn't hear those stories. You would hear her mention how she would go over to Raquel's grandmother's house, which is her Raquel's dad's mother, and you would hear her reminisce about situations like that. And I think because Raquel, it appears that Raquel obviously had a better relationship with her dad's family than Olivia did. Olivia claimed that she was bullied at school, and that's one of the reasons why she dropped out in the 8th grade. Like you can definitely tell that Olivia is a very challenged, troubled soul. And it's so unfortunate that Stella knows it and doesn't did never did anything to help that lady. And because she was a troubled child teenager, she's an even more disturbed adult. And then unfortunately her kids are not subjected to that behavior. It's very unfortunate, y'all. Like if you really think about it, you know how these women have said for years, we don't know them, y'all don't know us. Says yes we do. We have been watching y'all for years. Y'all have told us things that y'all don't even remember that y'all have told us. And if you just sit back and watch, it really tells a long story. So if I was Jasmine, whatever Olivia says moving forward, I would give that lady the middle finger and pay her no attention. Because in a sense, Jasmine is winning. At least she can be with her children and you know, whatever type of weird relationship she wants to form with them. Again, we do know that Jasmine. So look, I'm not giving Jasmine the Mother of the Year award either. Please don't misconstrue me when I misconstrued it when I say that. But at least she's active with her children, sports and stuff like that. Olivia, none of that is going on with her. Even if she would have never lost custody of Gerard's kids, I still don't think she would have been that involved of a parent. Like she didn't even want to put the kids in school when they started getting to that preschool age. Olivia fought against putting them in school because she wanted to do was sit in the house, nanny after those kids, and put the camera in her face. That's all she wanted to do. That's all she wanted to do. Like I really feel like we talk about Jasmine gonna be on here till she retire. I don't think so. I think Olivia, 10, 15 years from now, she's still gonna be on the internet with the same shenanigans, which in my opinion, that's very sad. I know for a fact 10 years from now, I won't be on here. I know that for a fact. But 10 years from now, I think that lady will still be on here doing I'm homeless pregnant videos. It's actually very sad and pathetic at this point. It's just kind of like, wow, girl. And I don't know why I just woke up this morning when I was sitting on the couch drinking my coffee, looking out the window, and I just thought about that. I said, you know what? Let me call up my break room sis and have a quick little conversation with y'all and see what y'all thoughts are. I just thought to myself, girl. So I'm just curious of where she's going to end up today. what video, if she actually did travel to miles and miles away. Yesterday she was talking about going to New York and other far places. So, but she said the transmission won't last. But yet it gets her all around the city. I have no idea what's going to happen, but I guess all we can do at this point is sit back and wait on the next episode, honey. Summertime says she gonna be pregnant at 45, TMI. Exactly. Left up to Olivia, there would be no extracurricular activities at all. Nah, it wouldn't. Liv thought Gerard was going to keep running behind her. But that's the thing, Sheikah. Once you realize he was not, then why don't you move on? Hey, Tasha. The once Olivia realized that Gerard wasn't gonna keep looking in her booty for hemorrhoids. Y'all remember that video where Gerard was digging in her butt looking for hemorrhoids? Once you realize you didn't have that ninja like that no more, and once you really got that in your memory and got it in your system, why don't you just move on and create a new life for yourself? What is the harm with that? I just don't understand that. Why be stuck on stupid? Why be stuck on despair? Who should live like that? I don't understand it. Yeah, Miss OKC, me too. Skeely said we're gonna see how she spends her way out of being busted. You remember that truth? Yeah, it's just a mess, you guys. And I don't know. I just wanted to come to y'all this morning and give y'all some food for thought. I really don't have a grand reaction. I don't know. I just thinking about stuff and I just be like, wow. Like, let's be honest. If these ladies keep cutting up, I mean, I'll make money off of it regardless. But as a woman, I'm just like, sis, get your shit together. No, really. For the sake of yourself, for the sake of your children, get yourself together. Do something different. Do something. Think about more of your quality of your life. Because just as quick as you earn money, it's just as quick as you spend it. So yeah, you finessing the internet for the past couple days, getting that little coin and stuff. But y'all, ask anybody. Every finesse story has an end. Ask all the big cartel bosses, crime bosses that then got caught up in a game. They even the big dope dealers will tell you that once you get to a certain point and you get to the goal of the money up, then you got to do what? You got to jump out, or you gonna get swallowed up. You either gonna die or you gonna go to prison. It's one of the two. So that's the same with this internet thing. Like you gotta jump in. You gotta get what you can get. Cause guess what? Either you gonna get tired of the internet or the internet gonna get tired of you. But guaranteed, one of those is gonna happen. All right, y'all. I'm gone. I'm out of here. Y'all be good. Hey, with love. Y'all be great. TMR is I may come back later on. Y'all don't know it's Friday. I may come back later on. Um, we might react to Jasmine sleeping in that car as she was driving. I want y'all to see that. So we'll probably do that. If not, then I'll see y'all Saturday. Y'all be good. Y'all be great. And TMR gonna see y'all in the next one, honey. Remember, sub what you love. Bye. Have a good day, y'all.